is a story on how God led his people 300 to beat over 100,000 in victory against the Midianites. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this video. It's a great story. It's not my video, but I just want to post it, share my thoughts at the end, let you guys watch it. Let's get into it.
For 7 years, the Israelites worshipped Baal and Amuru. Wherever they planted their crops, the Midianites would follow, taking their lands and slaughtering them. The Israelites, now with no food at all, began to beg the Lord for forgiveness. Gideon was under an oak tree when God sent his angel. He told Gideon to gather an army. Just as God commanded, Gideon gathered 5 armies for the Lord. 32,000 warriors came, but God said this was too many. He told Gideon to send anyone who was fearful home. Now with only 10,000, God still said this was too many. At the water, God told Gideon to only take those who drank water with cupped hands. Out of the 10,000, only 300 did. So Gideon and his army of only 300 men marched towards the Midianite camp full of 135,000 warriors. That night, God had told Gideon to place trumpets and torches in jars for each of the 300 warriors. Gideon told his men to do exactly as he does. Gideon blew his horn. The entire Midianite camp erupted into battle. God had caused the Midianites to turn on one another, killing each other in the thousands. As the Midianites fled, Gideon and the Israelites chased them to the river Jordan. God had given them victory.
So this is a great story on how if you obey God, he will deliver you and unto unsurmountable odds, something that when you think it's impossible. So if you have 300 men, I bet most people in history know that they're not coming out of that alive. You got to be like Leonidas. He knew he wasn't coming out of that alive, but obviously Gideon knew that God was going to get him out of that alive. Gideon knew that God was on his side. But 99% of generals would think that is, you got to be going into it knowing that you're going to die, like Leonidas and the Spartans, and they obviously had more than 300. There was more troops in that. This is God's power, God's glory, God's grace. This is where he shows his power in the last minute. When things seem like they are lost, when you are at your wit's end, when you think it's impossible, that's when his glory is shown. Because when things can be done in our own power, how can that give God glory? When people could just say, oh no, I did that, I was able to do it. No, God needs it to be where it's impossible. Only through God's power will people know that that was God. That was more than man. That was more than meets the eye. That was only God. That was only the God of the Bible, the God of Israel, the God of Moses, Abraham, and Jacob. That's Jesus Christ, the true and living God. So ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, obviously the creator of the video has his tag in there, so if you want to go see more, you can go look that up. All the credits obviously to him, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and share this with you, ladies and gentlemen, that whatever you're going through right now, God's got your back. If you trust him, if you obey what he's telling you, don't stray far, because I guarantee if Gideon would have disobeyed, they would have gotten slaughtered. It is up to us to obey, because if you obey God, that's when you start standing on water. When you stop focusing on God, that's when you start to sink down. Ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, and subscribe for more.